Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Conquest video guide. You'll be able to find this and all my other Conquest guides on my SWGOH for Life website. If you haven't seen it yet, what you doing? Go ahead and check it out. Link in the description below as always. And there we go, finally the Conquest is as it was supposed to be, I guess. I don't know what was going on over at CG, but last night, you've probably seen it, there was a big update to the game that brought a lot of other things, like those, amazing Lightspeed bundles for, newer players, absolutely amazing value. So if you don't have those guys yet, like Resistance First Order, for $10, you can get all Relic 5-7 stars, man. That's amazing, absolutely brilliant. But anyway, they also kind of fixed the Conquest, so it's pretty much back to business as usual. We can start having some fun again, but obviously I do have to go back now to Sector 1, 2 and 3 and go through some of those boss battles that were a little bit trickier before, those couple of updates, just for future references, that just to see that they are much easier now. So I'll just start off here in Sector 1 versus Gamorreans, that's the mini boss. Then I'll hop over to Sector 2 versus Jabba, I believe, final boss. And then also Sector 3 versus mini boss there, which was Darth Vader and Wampa. There we go. Memory is still working after all these days of crazy Conquest. Data disc will be displayed on the screen for all these battles. I'll be using the same set. So here for Gamorreans, we've got a feat here where we have to win with Cere surviving. So I'm just gonna using Dash, Chewie, Han, and then Color and Unmask as a tank, because Gamorreans, they have no way of ignoring taunts. They'll put Death Mark on him, and Kylo, he does not care about no death mark. And because bosses have been tuned down, they're not as fast, they are not hitting as hard, you should be able to burn for these guys, even though obviously you won't be doing as much damage with Amplify Agony and everything, but still, there you go, doing only 28 damage from Amplify Agony, but that's fine. It's still kind of, doing a little bit of damage, I guess. There we go. Alright, Kala got death mark, he don't care. There we go, sides, had enough, have seen enough. They just decided to flee the battle. Just the main boss now alive. I mean, still fast, still getting a few turns in there. Again, an in-range counter CG would be nice for, whenever you do these battles next time. But hey, we were able to get him out. And even low gear Cere just because Kylo is constantly taunting, even if she's like level 1, it doesn't matter. You would still be able to keep her alive. And then we got another feat here without, obviously, Sith, Jedi, Unaligned Force users, and Cere and Kylo, they're both for Unaligned Force users. I had to check them out. Now this account I don't have like a full roster yet, so I just had to have some sort of a pre-taunter that is a kind of a scoundrel, so maybe, Beskar Mando can save him, and then Quill goes nicely with IG-11, but can be any tank that you really have available. I just thought that could be a good combo here, and just ignoring the sides, just pinging away at the boss here. Trying to do as much damage as we can. Okay, they almost got him down actually, but otherwise Beskar Mando should be able to jump in here. If IG drops below 50% health, they got death mark on him. There we go, took him out. And then IG, when he gets a turn, he dispels debuffs from himself and allies anyway, so not need to worry about the death mark at all. So there you go. Now this is what I was expecting when I was making my plan for the feats and everything. Okay, we're now hopping into Sector 2. I'm skipping the final boss in Sector 1 and as well mini boss in Sector 2 because I didn't find them even before the update all that difficult. You could get by, doing our usual techniques. I'm just redoing those that were challenging more than usual. Alright, so we've got Jabba. So I was able to do the dark side one before, obviously with Frenzy Tech and GG. However, I was not able to do SWGOH surviving, so I'm back doing the SWGOH feat first and then do the dark side characters with GG again, but without any consumables or anything, just to make sure obviously we can knock this out. Now, because SWGOH in this particular account is very low gear, low star, I actually got some health boost here, consumable, just so that we can keep him alive, that he can survive that opening AoEs from, Leia and stuff. And obviously, I guess extra max health helps a little bit with the damage on General Grievous as well. But you know, after the opening sequence, we'll get going, get rolling, and all these debuffs we're dishing out, removing them turn meter, regaining turn meter, we should be get going. So there you go, that opening AoE is definitely scary from Leia. That's why for a low gear saw, I had to actually get a consumable just to give more health to our guys. Now I do have equipped there as well defensive formation, so whenever somebody attacks out of turn, which while Leia's alive and we've got deadly bluff on us, that won't be happening. So hopefully B1 will soon drop it so he can start assisting, and then I'll be recovering protection, which will a little bit help. Well, I guess Magna's counterattacking, that helps as well with the recovery. Unfortunately, still stuck behind Kersantan. I think the first AoE Kersantan actually resisted the buff immunity from B2, so I'm stuck behind Kersantan a little bit longer than I would have liked. But you know, we'll just keep going. They've got lots of damage over times, but we're constantly removing turn meters, so they can't really get a turn just to die off from those. Okay, we'll just keep going. So you can see a little bit healing up the team. Now Grievous here eventually will start killing off the side, so it's not going to be a 3-star win, but at least Saul will survive. There we go, finished off those guys, finish off Boba number 1, finish off Boba number 2, get rid of that guy. Then I'm like, okay, let's hit autoplay, and I'm like, oh, General Grievous started killing off his sides. I'm like, let's put this on manual and burn through Jabba. Come on, down he goes. As well, that max health consumable obviously boosting General Grievous's damage, because his damage is based off his health, not his offense. So there you go, that's how I was able. For Saw Gerrera, I had to use a consumable. Now without Saw, no consumables needed, no boosters, no tech, nothing. Just General Grievous what did the trick here without any problems whatsoever. So obviously these are all higher gear, they're all relics, so they can take the opening sequence and then they'll just start rolling, putting over their tank tech on Magna Guard, so he taunts. There you go, better RNG this time. Actually B2 got buff immunity on Kersantan the first time, which is good. Let's do an AoE. Probably should have used the other special there from Magna Guard, because I think it dispels buff, so I could actually remove the taunt there from Kersantan, but I don't know, I just kind of prioritize turn meter gain. But looking back, maybe it would be a better choice to do a dispel, because then I could go after others. Let's go ahead and put Medpack over on Grievous just to make sure he survives. There we go, finally dispelled there the taunt, and now we can go after whoever we want. We don't have to worry about Kersantan still taunting. So you can see all these debuffs discs really burning through these guys, pushing back turn meter. We are gaining turn meter because of all the target locks. Weapon tech over on B1, so maybe he can get more turns in, so he lasts longer. That Grievous doesn't kill him off too fast. Also, obviously, you will notice I have Blindside equipped, so all those assists that B2 is giving us, there we go, are putting exposes. And then when Watt gets his special out, it will trigger all this damage over time, and the other guy just kind of got defeated by that. And now it downs to Jabba, just hit autoplay and away we go. As you can see here, it took a little bit too long without that, I guess, health consumable, so that actually B1 got defeated. Again, not a 3-star victory, probably for a 3-star victory, maybe taking B1 out because he can't be revived, I don't know, but it's just a 1 key card, I guess, so no need to stress about 3-star in this battle, I think. Okay, and now we are on a Sector 3 mini-boss, so that's versus the Wampa and Darth Vader. That's also been made easier. Before they were just resisting all detrimental effects, you couldn't do anything. Now they're just immune to stun and fracture, and I think they've got like 500% tenacity. That don't matter, obviously Dash has got there his AoE will land the days that can't be resisted, then Chewbacca lands tenacity down, which will help. And then at least we can use all this Amplify Agony, you know, Ability Exhaust, Volatile Accelerator, Blindside, all these deities that are landing irresistible debuffs. At least we have now a way of utilizing and doing, you know, damage versus these guys. Okay, so Zori not particularly high gear here, that's why I'm gonna bring in their Preton there with Geo Brood. Can't bring Kylo because Kylo is unaligned force user, and we got a Hokey Legion's feat here to do. So there we go, we can actually land the days now, which is nice. We can go after Vader, can't stun him, but you know, at least we can do some damage to them. Doesn't really matter, yeah sure, just do that, why not. Let's go ahead, finish off Wampa, down he goes, finish off Darth Vader, and that's it. And that's how Conquest has always been. Like, if you have the right team, you've got the right data discs, you know, you figure out the mechanics, it shouldn't be that difficult. And there you go with, you know, what was it, Gear 3 Zori or whatever, 3-star Zori, got all the feats in a single battle. So definitely, you know, good that CG acknowledged that they a little bit went overboard with this set of Conquests in terms of the difficulties on some of these bosses, and they kind of scaled it down a little bit. Speaking of scaling down, also scaled back the Bad Batch data chrono, so we can again use it as before, you know, to do all the global feats. Again, there'll be a separate video for that, as always. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully it was useful and helpful for you, just kind of that I revisited some of these most challenging bosses so that we have for future reference how to deal with this next month and the following. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.